the Unitarian Congregation of Guelph. My name is Lisa Clendenning. I'm a registered social worker, psychotherapist, Qigong instructor, and a member of UCG. I will be your service leader and Qigong teacher for today's service, which is an introduction to moving into compassion and loving kindness in an embodied way. I will introduce myself and the practice of Qigong more fully later in the service. Welcome to all of you, familiar faces and newcomers. Welcome here in the UCG building and to all who are joining us on Zoom. At UCG, we strive to be a community where everyone is welcome, no matter your age, gender, sexual orientation, abilities, or race. We welcome all who come in search of truth and meaning, and we will travel, learn, and grow together. If you are new to the UCG, we encourage you to check us out a few times. We are a lay-led congregation, and therefore every service will be different. And Wendy is going to lead our territorial acknowledgement.
This territorial acknowledgement was written by an Indigenous person, Bruce Weaver, for the Church of the Apostles in Guelph. The land where the city of Guelph is built was at the time of contact home to a nation called Neutrals by the French. The neighboring Huron nations called them Adirondaron, an insult based on their distinct dialect. Their name for themselves was Chinontan, caretakers of the deer. Despite their neutrality in the wars fought over fur trade and territory between Iroquois and Huron nations, backed by the Dutch, English, French trading partners, the Chinontan were weakened by disease, famine, and destroyed by war in the mid-1600s, when the nation was defeated, scattered, and assimilated by the Iroquois. The treaty that governed the settling of this land was made with the Mississaugas of the Credit, an Anishinaabe nation. These peoples and others of First Nations, Inuit, and Métis heritage are a vital part of our present life together, and we rejoice in their presence in this city and community and their ongoing stewardship of the land.
And now we'll have Brad light the chalice.
Hello? I think it has to be flipped towards you. Yeah.
So we'll do the chalice lighting words as Brad lights the chalice with the words on the screen.
In this flame, we witness the power of transformation, awed again by the wonder of life. We are grateful to be vital to this living universe and inspiring unity.
So we're trying out a new sound system today. Please let me know how it's going. If we need some adjustments, Brad can do his best. So according to internal family systems therapy, compassion is one of the elements of the big S self, sometimes called the core self, higher self, or soul, and is always available as a possibility for anyone to access once the wounded parts of their personality are able to give enough space to let compassion shine through. Compassion is defined by IFS as the ability to be open-heartedly present and appreciative of others and oneself without fixing, distancing, or judging, simply being there and trying to understand. I chose this next song as an expression of the belief in many traditions, including Qigong, that we do not create compassion. It is an energy that we can choose to tune into and embody when we are expressing our best selves.
Is it in the song?
No, it's a YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Liam will play it on YouTube.
That's my bad. I'll get to watch a gambling ad first.
Make any strikeout, pay out. Make baseball come alive when you bet live this season.
There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light, on rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe. There is a space that exists with us and around us, where angels sing on rays of light, on rays of light, and love pours forth, love pours forth, love pours forth from the heart of the universe.
Thank you for that. And the Story for All Ages is also on YouTube today. We did hear this story about 3 months back, but I thought it was really perfect for the service, so we're bringing it back again, this time on YouTube. And are there any children to? Okay, great, thanks. Mm. And now can be a time to take some deep breaths into our bellies. Allowing the belly to inflate like a balloon on the inhale. Gently go towards the spine on the exhale. And we have a child, yay.
The golden boy.
Here? Want me to sit with you?
You're just gonna be looking at that TV up there, so wherever you're comfortable. Alright.
I Am Love, a Book of Compassion by Susan Verde, art by Peter H. Reynolds. When I see someone going through a storm of hurt and unfairness, of anger and sadness, when the sun disappears and the skies grow dark and I see there's fear, I ask myself, what can I do to help let the light back in? I put my hands on my heart and listen, and that is where I find the answer. I have compassion. I act with tenderness. I am love. I can listen and not say a word. I can be there. Love is being present. I can hug and hold and say, everything will be all right. Love is comfort. I can speak softly and choose my words and actions carefully. Love is gentle. I can give thanks for all I have and am able to share. Love is gratitude. I can keep my mind and body safe and healthy. Love is taking care of me. I can express what's important to me. Love is creative. I can know that no one is perfect. Love is understanding. I can do my best to make things better when something is wrong. Love is effort. I can celebrate those I've loved before. Love is remembering. I can find goodness in kind word, a helping hand, or a shared smile. Love is tiny gestures. I can breathe in the air that the whole world shares and know all creatures are made from the very same stardust. Love is connection. When the clouds roll in, for others and for me, I know now there is something I can do. I can let my heart lead the way. I am love. You are love. We are love. And with love, we will weather the storm and light up the sky. Together.
And now we're going to stop the recording and have Diane lead us in Joys and Sorrows.
We have
Oh, we
to
gotta
sing
sing
it
kids
out.
out, sorry.
No worries.
Thanks, Diane. Let's take a moment to acknowledge and give thanks for all the many ways people support UCG. With their participation, from keeping in touch with fellow congregants to generously donating their time and talents to keep our services, program, and building running. Thank you. Our congregation thrives because of the commitment of so many among you. We also acknowledge those who support UCG through pre-authorized debit. For those here in the sanctuary, we will pass the offering plate around now. If you would like a tax receipt for your donation, please write your name on a brown envelope, which can be found in the plate. If you are visiting us for the first time, you are our guest. Please pass the plate along. And John is going to accompany us. Thank you, everyone, for your participation in singing and for John leading us on the piano. It's great to have him here. So before we get into the practice, I'm going to introduce myself and Qigong a little more fully. So for myself, like many healers, I teach what I need to learn. I became drawn to Eastern philosophies of healing after living in Japan for 2 years as an ESL teacher in the late 1990s. Living in Guelph, I had the first of many complete mental breakdowns where I spent time in the Homewood. I've had various diagnoses over the years. The most current is bipolar disorder. Some of the most healing parts of the time I spent in the Homewood were not the therapy groups, but the grounds, the gardens, and the yoga VHS tape I found in the rec center and played daily. Once I got out of the Homewood, I pursued an interest in yoga, taking 2 yoga teacher trainings amidst various versions of myself that were rebirthed between breakdowns. I taught yoga both within my therapy practice and in the community for many years. In around 2015, I suffered a severe back injury during a form of hot yoga, Bikram yoga, which is now closed down due to scandal. Bikram yoga had a particularly aggressive way of approaching the body. In hindsight, this was a clear lesson for me of what can happen when I choose to tune into energies other than compassion. For several years, my activity was limited to walking. In 2020, during the pandemic, I started practicing Qigong online and experienced firsthand its transformative effects as it helped heal my back injury as well as my emotions and spirit. I took an online Qigong teacher training and started using it in client therapy sessions and teaching a drop-in group in the Guelph community in 2023. Moving out of feelings of inadequacy, shame, and guilt into self-compassion has been extremely hard for me. I used to think I could feel self-compassion for others without feeling it for myself, and now realize that that actually doesn't work. Today, I will teach a Qigong set, which is representative of practices that have helped me open my heart and access the innate wholeness in myself and others. And now a little more about Qigong. So it's a mind-body practice that dates back at least 8,000 years, maybe farther, and was started to be put in written form around 4,000 years ago. So the word Qi means life, force, energy, and Gong means work or skill. So the practice of Qigong is moving around our life force energy skillfully to allow ourselves to come into balance with the universe, the earth, and the rest of creation. So sometimes movements in Qigong are vigorous. These are usually the first warm-up type movements we do to release kind of the more what we would see as negative energies. And then towards the second half, we go into slow, mindful movement with breath and intention. So Qigong was developed within Taoist, Buddhist, and Confucian traditions as a path to physical, emotional, and spiritual balance. So Qigong is actually one of the branches of traditional Chinese medicine, along with acupuncture, herbs, nutrition, and massage. In TCM, compassion is rooted in the fire element, associated with summer, warmth, gratitude, connection, joy, and love. So the fire element is a really special element in Qigong in that it is the only element that actually has two meridian pathways going through it. So it has the heart, which is considered the seat of all the emotions, but especially compassion, joy, and love. And the heart protector, the pericardium, which helps to protect the heart and emotionally has a lot to do about the boundaries that we create in relationships and help to protect us from just stuff going on in the world. So the stronger our vibrations in the heart and pericardium meridians in kind of a balanced way, the more protected we tend to be from outside influences. And the kind of less helpful side of heart energy is anxiety, but the heart is also kind of the seat of all the emotions. So many different negative emotions can get stuck in the heart when we don't open it. So as I lead you through this Qigong set, designed to support you to embody compassion, please listen to your body way over above any of my suggestions. Modify as you need to, take breaks when necessary, ask for modifications, skip an exercise if it doesn't feel good. Definitely these exercises can be done from sitting, just by moving the arms. And even if you can't move the arms, visualizing doing the exercises can be very helpful as well. Our body doesn't actually really know the difference between actually doing something and visualizing it, so that can be very powerful. Also be aware that since we are working with life force energy, stuff can come up. So what we would love to have is a beautiful set where we all feel grounded and compassionate by the end, and hopefully that'll be true for the majority of people, and then for others it may activate some stuff that they have. So I'd encourage you to, if you would like to kind of if you have any questions or would like to explore your response to the set further, to join the discussion after. Okay, so those of us that can stand will stand, and those that would rather sit or need to sit can sit. And maybe let's move the chairs back to give us a little more room in the circle.
We can always place at the back too, we can get some people back here as well.
And if you're not comfortable being on camera while you're doing this, I'd suggest going back there just because the camera doesn't reach it.
So the first thing that we're going to do is tune into our breath. And full deep breathing happens when we breathe deep into our bellies. And often many people in the Western world really have a hard time with the full deep breath. And often we breathe backwards, where we inhale and squeeze our navel in, and then we exhale and push our belly out. It's just conditioning. Babies actually breathe properly. So placing your hand over your bellies, we're gonna interweave the webbing of the thumb and the index finger, which is a point which helps to bring energy down from the head and into the belly. And begin breathing all the way into the belly and feeling the hands expand on the inhale. And then navel slowly goes towards the spine on the exhale. So the ideal breath is a 4 or 5 second inhale and a 4 or 5 second exhale. We're just going to notice with curiosity, non-judgment, and beginner's mind where we're at today. And then bringing our hands to the heart center, we're going to continue with that long, deep breathing into the belly. And as we inhale, we take our fingers and spread them out and breathe into the energy of the universe. And as we exhale, the hands go down, breathing into the energy of the earth. So breathing from our heart center, we're going to breathe and ground ourselves with yang or universal energy, and breathing, grounding into yin, more receptive. Inhale and exhale. And just thinking about what you would like to draw in from the universe. Is it compassion? Is it love? Is it joy? And what you might like to compost into the earth. And now we're going to start rubbing a point which is called CV17 right in the center of the sternum. Can feel a little tender sometimes, and that probably means it needs some attention. And if you'd like, moving up and down the sternum, looking for tender points on the conception vessel meridian. Now staying with the massaging, if that works for you, we're going to start tapping with our fingertips on the heart center. And we're going to inhale through the nose and exhale. So as we inhale through the nose, we can envision red healing energy, soft red healing energy coming into our system and the heart center. And as we exhale through the mouth, we're releasing gray or black, whatever is no longer useful. And if you feel like it, you can tap a little more vigorously. Totally up to you, what works for you. Now, as you keep tapping, I'm going to show you that the heart meridian runs from the inside of the underarm all the way down through the inside of the arm and out the pinky finger. And the pericardium meridian runs from the center of the underarm all the way down through the inside of the arm and out the middle finger. So as we do some tapping, we're going to be releasing any stagnant energy on this and many of our other meridian pathways. So we're going to start by tapping across the body. Light, loose fist. Make sure it's a good pressure for you. And we're going to wake up the heart and pericardium by opening the hand and tapping down, slapping down to the wrist, turning the arm over, slapping back up. And we're going to do that 2 more times. Down the inside of the arm, turn the arm over, up the outside of the arm. Willow's heart energy is getting activated. And then we're going to go over to the other side, tapping just underneath the collarbones. This is lung 1 and 2. And tapping down the inside of the arm to the wrist, turning the arm over. And down the inside, up the outside. This is moving with the flow of energy in our bodies. And then we're going to stop and hold our hands a few inches from our heart center and our chest. See if we notice any heightened sense of our energy moving through our hands. And send healing, warm red or soft pink light into the heart center. And then we're going to once again have our hands at our heart. And actually this one is better if you can. You want your feet a little farther apart. Knees are slightly bent. Tailbone is relaxed. Spine is straight. Arms or shoulders are relaxed down the back. Head is feeling like it's suspended from the sky and chin tucked back and in. And as we inhale, we're going to open our heart to all the, we may have to move around, to all the possibilities that may exist for us today. And as we exhale, we're going to release whatever we want to say no to by tucking our chin, rounding our tailbone, rounding our spine. And inhale, heart to the sky, opening to compassion, joy, love. Exhale, releasing the old stuff. Inhale. What's in store for us today? And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhaling heart to the sky. Exhaling heart to the earth. And as we physically open our chest, we actually allow ourselves the possibility of tuning into the more positive energies of the heart center and the heart meridians. And we'll do one more. And then feet back to shoulder distance apart, toes pointing forward, and hands at our sides. If it feels safe to you, you're welcome to close your eyes for a few breaths. And And just go inside and notice what your energy might be doing. Do you feel tingling in the hands and the arms and the belly? And if you don't, that's totally cool too. We're going to do our last purging exercise. This is a particularly vigorous one, so modify and do what works for you. So we're going to start just by shaking our arms, getting rid of that old energy, and then moving our knees up and down, relaxing into the shoulders, shaking them out, relaxing into the back of the head, letting that be a bit loose, relaxing into our back and our abdomen, and it's the same breath as before. We're inhaling through the nose and exhaling. And to particularly get the heart pericardium meridian, we're gonna do what I can joke is Italian Qigong, because I'm Italian. And up to the sides, palms face up. A little bit more vigorous. Can we do this more vigorously? We're shaking out all the bad stuff. And palms face down. And arms to the side. One more. Give it like 5 more seconds of all you've got. And then come to stillness. And just notice your energy. Notice your body. If it feels safe to close your eyes for a few breaths, do that. So now we get into the flow portion where we're going to move more slowly, with intent, with as much relaxation as we possibly can. We're going to start with our hands, palms face up around the heart center, and bring the hands into the heart. On the exhale, we're rounding the back. It's the exhale through the nose this time. And then inhale and exhale. This flow is called coming home to the heart. And we're literally bringing in what we'd like, releasing what we no longer need. See if you can make it even slower than you want to. Inhaling in through the nose if possible, and exhaling out. If the visual works for you, we're still working with that red healing energy. And releasing other energies. exhale, round and release. The palms are up as we pull towards us what we want in our heart centers. Backs of the hands come together. Palms turn up, pull forward. And we'll end as you pull into the heart one last time. This time the hands are down by the hips, and we're seeing if we notice a chi ball or any energy activation between our hands. And it could be very, very subtle, could not be there at all. Let's see what happens if you move your hands closer together very gently and pulse them gently farther apart. See if you can feel if this practice has helped to enhance and increase your electromagnetic field. And then we'll do one last flow, which I really love. It's called Lotus Flow, and it's actually a Buddhist Qigong flow. So we're starting with index finger and thumb touching, arms above the head, and we are connecting to universal energy. So according to Qigong, the three main sources are the universe, the sky, and nature. The universe, the sky, earth, and nature all around us. So we're going to connect to the universe for a few breaths. And then bring it down through our body and connect to the earth. And then bring that into our heart center, those healing energy forces. We are sending out loving kindness and compassion into the world. It comes around and back into our own hearts. And then we start again. So we inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, sending out healing energy. Inhale, bringing it back in. Exhale and inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And our last flow. And down. Once again, notice energy between your hands. And then we're just going to pull down the sky to bring energy from out of our heads into our bellies where it should be. So inhale. Gather up energy from the universe. Exhale, palms face towards you, smoothing out your energy field, bringing it in. See if we can slow down even more than we want to slow down. Really move with relaxation. And we don't all have to stay in unison either. You work with your own breath and body. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. One more. Hands over the belly as we started. This time the feet are as close together as is comfortable for you. Breathing into the belly. Relaxing the whole body into the earth. And if your body feels like it wants to move or sway, allow it to move or sway like bamboo in the wind. And all the healing energy that you have worked on cultivating now goes where it needs to go. And coming back to our seats. I have a super brief, like 1 minute meditation, and then we have a closing song and some closing words. Are we okay going a little over, or do people? That's okay? Okay. So noticing your feet on the floor, your thighs being supported by the chair, your back being supported by the chair. Breathing into the belly and feel like you're breathing in and through the heart center as well as the nostrils, so that your breath is coming in and out your heart. And we're going to do a kind of half smile on our face on the inhale. And then on the exhale, we're going to melt that smile into the heart center, just showing ourselves some compassion. Next inhale, a little bit of a smile. Next exhale, smiling into your heart. And then bring to mind an image of someone or something, some being that is easy for you to feel compassion towards. Have that image at your heart center. On the inhale, smile. On the exhale, melt it into that image at your heart center, showing compassion to the other. And then see if you can choose a difficult person, situation, being, and do the same practice, holding an image at your heart center. Smiling on the inhale. On the exhale, sending your compassionate energy where it needs to go. Releasing the two images and just coming back to your own heart center. Smiling on the inhale. On the exhale, sending that smile and compassion once again to yourself. And when you're ready, breathing deeper into the belly, maybe wiggling fingers and toes, maybe stretching up overhead. And then when you're ready, with a soft gaze, coming back to the room. So, the closing words are from the Dalai Lama. If you want the other to be happy, practice compassion. If you want to be happy, practice compassion. And the closing song is There Is More Love. John is going to accompany us, and it's, I think, number 85 in the Gray Book. 95.
There is more love somewhere. There is more love somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more somewhere. There is more somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more love somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. There is more peace somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more peace somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. There is more joy somewhere. I'm gonna keep on till I find it. There is more joy somewhere.
And now we'll have Brad extinguish the chalice, and Liam's going to display the words on the screen.
We gathered to light this chalice. We part the flame lit within us, an inspired community.
And now we will turn the recording off. Are there any announcements?